Peace. The topic I'm going to speak about today is the water contamination that's going on in Flint, Michigan. I saw in the news today that President Obama decided to allot $5 million to the city officials of Flint, Michigan to address the water contamination. And I guess it's through filters and to help them try to clean up this issue. And President Obama basically said it was an emergency, but not a disaster. The federal emergency is only allotting the maximum, I guess, $5 million. If this water contamination was due to a natural cause, hurricane, earthquake, more money could have been given out. But because this is a man-made disaster, the maximum $5 million was given out. When I looked at the story behind the water contamination, I see it actually started in 2014 was when the water went from Lake Huron to the Flint River. And from what they're saying, citizens immediately noticed a difference, the color of the water, the smell, the taste. And people at that time were telling them that it was still within normal limits, the normal range. There was nothing wrong with the water. I read that a doctor started notifying them that there was elevated lead in children's blood, but those warnings were being ignored. And when it was announced that President Obama was giving $5 million to the city of Flint, it said it really didn't hit national news until October of 2015. So that's like more than a year that the people up in Flint have been dealing with this, but it really didn't catch everyone's attention nationwide until October of 2015. I have seen like pictures of people with rashes and blisters and stuff on their skin. They say the irritation, bumps, and hives and stuff like that. And everyone knows, I think, about lead contamination. If you ever lived in an apartment, you probably even heard of lead in paint, lead in paint, like chippings or peelings of paint. If children eat it, it can cause lead poisoning, and apartments are supposed to get rid of lead paint, especially from apartment buildings that are old. And you might see commercials on lead poisoning and possible lead poisoning and dangers that can happen. And when I was looking up lead poisoning from the World Health Organization, lead, of course, affects the brain, the nervous system, the reproductive system, affects kidneys, it can affect your blood pressure. It can, cause retardation, delayed functioning in schooling, behavioral problems. It's a long list of damages that can be caused by lead poisoning. So I'm thinking, okay, if you can give people filters and all of that, what is that going to do for people who already drank this water? People who have been putting this water on their skin, because many people may not know that whatever you put on your skin, the stuff, whatever chemicals, whatever scents and all that seeps through your skin and into your blood system. So it ends up affecting your entire body. That's why you see some people will always try to use natural products, everything that's chemical free, perfume free, and all of that. Any type of chemicals will seep into your body. So can you imagine washing yourself with contaminated water? You're being poisoned. So everything is coming down to money, a maximum of $5 million being given out to help. And for what I see, the population, it was an old statistic, like 2014. I think it's like 99,000 people live in the city of Flint. And like water filters, what is that going to do for people who already drank the water and put it on their skin? Are people going to be monitored for health health problems that may creep up? Are they going to get a payout? All these types of things are going on, but the citizens have been dealing with this more than a year, and it really didn't hit national news until October of last year. So it's just amazing how the officials couldn't predict all this so-called, high-paying people, so more educated people couldn't have guessed switching from a lake, and going through, a Detroit sanitation company to clean the water to a more contaminated water source. and not having a better plan of cleaning the water out, and didn't predict that the contamination will cause more lead to be seeped out of the pipes and into people's water. And, I've seen plenty of videos that they show on news clips, and people posting it on like Facebook and Twitter. People, opening up the faucets and all this brown water is coming out, and just being told, like when this first started happening, that, oh, it's still within normal range, it's still safe to drink. So people always say, when you have a problem, what's the solution? Yeah, what is the solution? Not everyone can afford to go to the store and buy bottled water to drink. People will talk about the dangers of drinking tap water, but what's the solution for people who can't afford to go to get bottled water, to brush their teeth every morning, to shower with, and to drink? Yeah, what is the solution? So I was just thinking it all comes down to money. To save the money, they did the switch. Now it's only $5 million to help these people out. And of course, we all know that's not enough money. So I was, pay attention to the story, and I have been, but it's just like y'all haven't been able to figure out nothing in the last couple of months. And it's just like, what can regular people do? What can be the solution? Is there another water source they can use? You can't do anything. It's like clean water should be available for everybody. So I can imagine the pain people, go through. And it's like stuff that people on the outside, when they're not dealing with contaminated water, just go on with their life. You'll brush your teeth, you'll shower in it, you'll play in it and everything else, you'll cook with it. And I'm thinking that people, about 1,000 miles away from you or so, just going through hell because their city officials couldn't get it right, or they misjudged or failed to predict, or just didn't give a damn about, the results. Because I'm sure these officials probably weren't drinking the water. So stay tuned to the news and see what happens. Hopefully somebody will come up with a solution. Obviously, it looks like they will have to go back to drawing the water from Lake Huron, but that will, make them pay the money that they were trying to save. So obviously Flint is strapped for cash. And as we come back again, once again, in this conversation that I'm having, it comes down to money. People's lives and health come down to money, and it's due to clean water. So I'm going to leave it at that. So, peace.